Hello, and welcome to MrDudeManSir. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different thing than usual. I'm going to be playing a mod for Everlasting Summer. It's for Alisa. It's an alternate ending for Alisa's route. The reason I'm playing this is because it's actually a professional release. It's made by the creators of the game, and it was released by them. So I was like, sure, I'm doing it. So, without any further ado, let's see what is inside Alisa's new ending. So it starts like at the ending? Okay, it starts at the ending of the old thing. An annoying song was playing in my head. Or rather just a melody, a pattern of repeating notes. Seems like an electric guitar, and a rather crusty one at that. However, it seems like this sound flew around me, and was slowly taking some far away. It's that's possible in this infinite void, it would just seem like I was. But the sound weakened, seemed to move further and further away, and soon enough, it was completely gone. So this is him like waking up from his dream. So this takes off literally at the ending when he just like got back, and he must have been hearing some sort of a guitar on the bus, and then he like faded back into reality and opened with one eye. Was this a dream? Just a nightmare? Or was it something else? Ooh. This headache is unbearable. It feels like yesterday I won a drinking game against my own conscience. And when was that yesterday anyway? After all, we drank vodka with Alisa on the day before yesterday. Then there were a long road, bonfires, buses. I turned my back to the wall. I'm angry. And it was back in my room. Oh no. No, something was this was to be expected. Because I live here and stuff. Why the heck would I even be surprised? It's my room! What if I have never managed to escape from that camp? Would I be left in that world forever? Would I think that everything was okay and I was fine? Would I think that everything was fine and everything was as it seemed? Why would I get surprised now? Am I going to like meet Alisa? Because one of the reasons I didn't like the actual Alisa route is because I never particularly met her on actual terms. It was kind of weird. But hey, maybe this is why this ending exists. Slowly moving from one light to another, I made my way to the kitchen. That's usually how people move places, by walking. Took out a cheap bottle of beer and gulped half of it at once. And immediately put it back with a cringe. Being half asleep, everything started banging in my head. The world went out the door for a brief moment, but my mood was gone up a little. Or I just didn't care anymore. In the room, everything was like normal. My PC was hissing away with dusty fans. I know the feelings. I used to have like a jet engine as a fan. Speakers crackle once in a while. And it was snowing outside. One more fact that clearly stated that even if it was summer yesterday, today is obviously winter. Good. Good. The nightmare has ended. I will forget about this dang dream in an hour. After all, this is how the human brain works. We forget things. However, the internet, forums, messages, and even music, which was playing out of the cheap speakers, weren't of much help. The memories still popped up my mind. The scenery from Sovanark? What's with the weird parenthesis type things around it? It seemed like it was so distant, but at the same time it seemed so native. Like an old faded picture of a Polaroid from my childhood. And now thinking about it, not much time has passed. One day or less. But was it real? And if it was, it's gone forever. I was scared to admit that, but I don't want to sit around looking at the monitor like that. I don't want to listen to the annoying sound of the keyboard and mouse banging away random patterns of letters. I want to go back. We must go back. Back to the camp. Summer gotta go, girls! Even electronic. And that's saying things. And Alisa. Because that's the name of this route. Warm tears suddenly started to roll down my cheeks. It happens. You don't want to cry because you don't know why. He's a poet. But you clearly don't want to say that. Not everything can be understood with logic and reasoning. Not all the answers can't be found. And right now, I'm ready to give everything up just to have the ability to go back there. Even though I don't know the future, I don't even care. I'll deal with it on the spot. Maybe that day a week ago, someone heard my subconscious wish, in which I was scared to admit even to myself, that transferred me into parenthesis over knock parenthesis question mark. Just to transfer me back like this question mark. But this is unfair. I will not take it, even though I clearly understood that if I had a choice, I wouldn't change it. Just because it's better for your soul to be happy, even for a brief moment, rather than never having felt true happiness. But maybe everything isn't lost yet. Oh. Fading. Fade? What's here? Oh, text box. Cool. The time was passing by. Life was slowly going back to its original pace, no matter how much I worried I was about that. But memories tend to slowly fade away, like sand grains blown away by a storm. Also, something has changed my life, certainly. I became more open, sociable, and I found it easier to talk to people I do not know. I don't know how you would learn that from Alisa, because she kind of is the biggest tsundere ever, and she probably can't talk to, like, anybody. Many people noticed the changes I had gone through. They simply could not ignore them. Soon enough, I took an old guitar out of the dusty corner. First chords were tough, but every time I wanted to give up, I remembered Alisa. She was standing in front of my eyes and looked reproachfully. And when I managed to do it, she smiled and laughed just on top of that moonlit night of the stage. It's hard to learn something with an imaginary tutor, but the imaginary Alisa was perfect for a motivator. I was scared to fail in front of her, not because I was scared of her rage. I just remember when she played back then on that guitar that resembled oars. Oh, yeah, because it was like the 1900s. So, I guess guitars look like oars. Through a crappy speaker with no amp, without the internet to look up tabs, which is hard, without a tutor by her side, which is also hard. She was playing sincerely and giving herself to the music. Maybe someday I could play like that as well, but I'm going to have to put a lot of effort. Maybe for the first time in my life, I was truly ready to give everything I have, fearless of any difficulties of future failure. Going until I get what I want. Something started to get together, but it should have. But I practiced for so long, not only just for to play with other people's songs, but to compose my own as well. It wasn't easier to say the least, and maybe even harder to learn than play the guitar. I had to not think about that myself, but I had to be an entire band. Rhythm sections should be in unison, add a bit of keyboard here and here, strings here, bit rhythm guitar, and here solo! Wow. I didn't have any preferences. Some of my songs ended up being pop, some are metal, and everything in between. He was like baby metal. Every genre, in every song. Now, if I didn't plan on being a one-man orchestra, so the next step was to create a band. Firstly, curiously enough, I found a drummer, then a bass guitarist, and a keyboard. The remaining was a second guitar player, because I wasn't sure if I could do all the parts alone. Plus, having two guitars gives you a wider musical range. There's a lot of rock bands with two guitarists, even three, even four. We had a couple songs made out of the stitched together samples, and everything seemed like just a bit, and we were starting rehearsing. Great. But some didn't like our music style. Some unexperienced members didn't even like the name. So the second, what is the name? What is your band name? I don't even know. So the second guitar searches turned out to be rather long. But in the end, we finally begun to rehearse. Something went wrong from the very beginning. This happens. Everyone has their own vision on music, different sets of skills, and even your character is just a mismatch. Yeah, I tried having a band once, but we didn't have very good taste. Well, we didn't have the same tastes of music, so it didn't really work out. Plus, I'm not good with syncing my music with other people's music. It's a little bit difficult. Also, my first band fell apart after the first few rehearsals. Obviously, I was upset, but I did not give up. Nothing's impossible. It managed to find new members. With the same result, they is left. They left. Spring has slowly replaced winter. However, as it happens often out here, times of the year change only in calendars. Outside it was very cold and snowstorms were going strong. Just like this weather today, it almost seemed like there weren't the last months of playing guitar. There were no failed attempts at assembling a band. It just felt like I woke up coming from parentheses stuff in our close parentheses. Or like the dream about that camp. I can't tell for certain now. But these memories left nothing but happiness and bright sadness. My thoughts were interrupted by a flashing message window. Oh, on the computer. Okay. I thought it was just like breaking the fourth wall. Okay. Hey! Guitar player, you need one! Yeah. What did? I quickly responded. Not many people messaged me anyway regarding the band. Wow! Here I am! I got a message for you! Thank you. How long have you been playing? I've been childhood acoustic guitar. But right now, seriously, not too long ago. Alright. Well, I'm a beginner, you know. I understand. It's alright. It's alright, man. We exchanged a couple more meaningless messages and agreed. I make everyone sound retarded. But I guess that's fun. Logically, it would seem good to arrange a meeting on a rehearsal stage to evaluate each other's playing skills, but a band, collective, is only not a sum of skills, but people interacting their characters. Many famous bands fell apart not because of someone not hitting the right notes, but for many different reasons. Like fights. Also, this guitar player seems like Alisa. Probably. Also, the cheapy anime girls on the wall there. It always gets my attention when I just see those. It's so weird. I don't understand why, out of all the things that could be on a Russian bus stop post, they put two chibi anime girls that look like they have wings. Cool. Man, maybe I'm missing a reference here. Because I heard a lot of the game has references to like forum posts or like 4chan or something. But hey, I don't get it. And again, I'm staying at the 410 bus stop. I wonder, will it take me back to parentheses over and parentheses today? And mainly, do I want to be taken away myself? Now I have things to do, things to be done, things that will not wait, even in a meeting with the guitar player. Little by little, but it's some progress. Some refused immediately without even meeting me in person. The snowstorm was growing stronger and stronger, so I raised my collar and buttoned my coat. When is summer going to begin? Warm summer, just like back then, and I'm not even gonna put the Sovanok. Sadness just took me over for a second, but I cleared my mind of those thoughts. It's not polite to look like a deadhead when meeting a girl for the first time. It's a girl guitarist. It has to be Alisa. It has to be. But we're going to simply play together. Yep.